All right, so for this video, I'm going to talk about the ring technique for lucid dreaming, and this is going to be the technique that I'm going to switch to. I'm going to switch to it from my previous technique, which is I'll hold the stress ball as I fall asleep, as my anchor whenever I try to get lucid. But now I'm going to switch to this, and I'm going to explain what the ring technique is, which is basically what you're doing, and this is an all-day awareness technique. What you're basically doing is that you're picking out a ring or something that you wear. It can be something like a bracelet, or you can even focus on like your shirt or something, right? But what you're going to do for this technique is that you're going to essentially wear a ring all day, and you're going to what you're going to do is you're going to siphon your awareness to it all day long. And you're gonna what this is gonna teach you, right? When you do this technique, is it's gonna teach you how to achieve the balance in the mind, where you're essentially siphoning off some of your awareness to something on top of all the stuff that you're doing all day, right? So if you have like daily tasks, if you have like you have stuff that you have to do in your daily life and all that stuff, so what this will teach you, what wearing a ring and being constantly aware of it, what it will teach you is it will teach you how to it'll teach you the right balance for maintaining awareness as you fall asleep, right? Because when you maintain awareness as you fall asleep, what happens is that you have to learn how to get your normal thoughts, the random, like the noise that your brain generates as it falls asleep. You have to learn how to get your anchor, your awareness, to coexist with all the stuff that's already going on, right? And it sounds kind of weird, but you want to fall asleep normally while focusing on an anchor at the same time, right? And this is a cool ring I got from Amazon. It's like it's like a bearing ring. It has like a ball bearing, and it has like the spades, clubs, hearts, diamonds, a symbol on it. But yeah, this is like a really cool ring I got recently, and this is going to be the technique that I'm going to use, where I'm going to wear this all day. I'm going to siphon my awareness to it all day, and yet again, what this is going to do for you is it's going to teach you the correct balance. It's going to teach you to essentially be mindful and aware of something just all day, and it's going to what it's going to do is it's going to train your attention span. It's going to train your ability to be aware of something on top of doing everything else, right? You're gonna it's like if you have like a job, if you're driving, if you're cooking, if you're talking to other people, you're learning how to do all that while being aware of this at the same time. And that's going to teach you the right balance as you fall asleep. That's going to teach you the right balance of of how do you get awareness to coexist with everything else that your mind wants to do as you fall asleep, right? So how do you prevent yourself from giving yourself insomnia, right? And so that this is a good technique if you want to do that. And here's the thing: like I was contemplating actually buying like a Green Lantern ring in order to do this, because I just thought it would be like it's on theme, right? It's like if you wear like a Green Lantern ring, if you focus on it, then you can bring it with you into the dream and create constructs, right? But yeah, like I chose like this bearing ring instead because it was cheaper. But also, this is something that I can like fidget with all day long, and so I can just yet again siphon my awareness to it all day, and then have that sort of modulate, having that background awareness to sort of regulating everything else. And then if you train that enough during the day, then it will seep into your dreams, right? But on top of that, because of the fact that you're teaching yourself the correct balance all day, like you're teaching yourself how to be aware of something on top of everything else. That's going to teach you the right balance whenever you use this as an anchor. Whenever you have that wake back to bed, whenever you're falling asleep, you're going to teach yourself to be constantly aware of this. And so what's going to happen is that it's going to be so easy to stay aware of your ring, because you've been doing it all day. You're training yourself. You're training your attention span, right? How long can you focus on something? You're training your attention span to focus on the ring. And so because of the fact that you're training all day during the daytime, during your waking hours, to focus on something, then whenever you're falling asleep, it's going to be so easy for you, because it's going to be like your default state of mind. Your default state of mind is going to be just constantly focusing on the anchor. And so whenever you fall asleep, it's almost like your default state will become being lucid, right? And because of the fact that you're so used to being aware just all of the time, and it's not even like hyper aware, like a mystical state. It's an awareness that it's just like it's like a tiny amount of awareness of just something little that you have just all day. And it's gonna and this is like a really cool technique, because of the fact that you're training yourself during the daytime, and it benefits your nighttime practice of lucid dreaming. And so this is like what I like about this technique, is that it gives you control during the day. You're like, oh man, I have to wait until I fall asleep again. I have to wait until it's bedtime again. But like, no, you don't. You can train yourself during the day to be aware of this thing, and it's going to benefit your practice whenever you fall asleep, right? But yeah, I mean, that's just like a quick little video about this is like the new technique I'm gonna be switching to. I'm not gonna be. I don't think I'm gonna be doing the stress ball technique anymore. I'm gonna be doing this, practicing an all day awareness with the ring, and I'm gonna use this as my anchor whenever I fall asleep. And because of the fact that I'm training myself during the day to be constantly aware of this, then it will be and like it will be easier for me to maintain awareness of the ring whenever I fall asleep, and then whenever I go to sleep. And this has happened before with the stress ball anchor. Is that so sometimes whenever I do the technique really well, I'll be holding the stress ball in my hand. I'll be falling asleep, and then I'll be in the dream, and in the dream I'll be holding the stress ball while I'm in the like I'll be jogging down the street working out, and I'll be having the stress ball in my hand because of the fact that I maintain such a good awareness of this. And so I think that training your attention span, training your ability to be constantly aware of something during the day is really good, and getting something wearable like a ring is really a great way to do this. And so this is something that I've picked up recently. Um, I think this is a really good technique for anyone who wants to lucid dream, for anyone who wants to maintain their awareness, right? I think that this is going to be like a really good way to get lucid is if you want to train yourself during the day, right? If you're someone who when you get involved in something, you get obsessed over it, right? Like if you're someone like me, like you get upset, like whenever I first got involved in lucid dreaming, and like even now, like I'm obsessed with the topic, I'm obsessed with the subject, and I here, hold on, oh sorry. Oh, okay. Yeah, just my wireless microphone ran out of battery like in like a previous video, so I'm just making sure that it's like that it's charged. But yeah, like that's the ring technique for lucid dreaming. You wear a ring, be aware of it all. Train yourself to be aware of it all day. Train yourself to be aware of it constantly. And whenever you're doing your technique during the night, use it as an anchor. Use it as an anchor for your awareness whenever you're falling asleep. And because of the fact that you've trained yourself to be aware of it during the day, it will be easier for you to maintain awareness of this as you fall asleep. So that's the ring technique. I think it's a really cool technique, and I think it's going to be easier than the stress ball technique, because the stress ball technique, where I'm siphoning my awareness to the stress ball and I'm holding it as I'm falling asleep. Um, it got to the point where like, I was only doing the stress ball technique whenever I was falling asleep. Like I wasn't practicing awareness during the daytime. So this is going to be a paradigm shift, right? But yeah, like yet again, ring technique. Get yourself a cool ring. Wear it all day. Practice being aware of it all day. Practice being aware of it on top of everything else. And whenever you fall asleep, whenever you're doing your anchor technique, whenever you're falling asleep, you want to siphon your awareness to that ring that you've practiced being aware of all day. And whenever you fall asleep, maybe you'll be wearing the ring. Maybe you won't be wearing the ring, but you'll just be more aware of the dream because of the fact that you're so that you've trained your brain over the course of your entire day to be aware of this ring. So it's going to be easier to maintain your awareness if you implement that daytime practice. But yeah, that's the ring technique, and that's the video.